Hey guys, Happy New Year! It's 2018 and we're ready to rock and roll. My name is Janice Sullivan and you can find me at sullivanjphotography.com, and this is Macro Live Chat. This show is made for all of you people that love close-up photography, macro photography, and micro photography. So welcome, welcome. So happy you're here. Coco is on my lap, keeping me warm. She needs a grooming, as you can see, my baby. If any of you guys have seen my videos, I share videos on Thursdays on YouTube. And Coco is she's basically in a lot of my videos. So I thought it would be nice for her to start the new year with Macro Chat Live here on my lap. So last time I took a little break, and with the holidays, it's a time where, you know, we're all busy anyways, so it was nice to actually kind of chill out for a little while and start thinking about the macro show, my business, photography, family, friends, all that kind of stuff just kind of gives me a good time to really just chill out for a while. So this show is normally at 1 o'clock, and I decided to change it to 6 p.m. And it may change again. I would love for you guys to let me know what time would you like the macro show to be on. So comment in the comments below or in the chat. I try to get Restream because we are on YouTube, Twitch, and on Facebook. And I can't seem to see Facebook working today, which is unusual because Restream has helped me organize and get it on Facebook. So I'm not seeing it at the moment, which is kind of a bummer. So I'm going to have to go ahead and let them know that it's not working again. But I was really hoping that, because I have people on Facebook, I have people on YouTube. YouTube is really the one where I love to work with. It's easier platform, to tell you the truth. Oh, here I am. I see me. Oh, and Catherine's here. Happy New Year, Catherine. Yay! Catherine is part of our membership group. I have to say hello. She's awesome. We are going to work Catherine. Catherine, we have a workshop coming up. Hello. I'm going to say Happy New Year to you. I can't type and talk at the same time. So, but I'm glad, I'm happy to see that, yes, Facebook is working. So there is a 30-second to a minute delay. So I will try to pay attention to the comments. Restream, there was a time frame, last time I was on, it gave me all of the comments and the chatting, which was perfect because I didn't have to look at all three platforms. It was just one platform, and it had it had everything. It had the Facebook, it had YouTube and Twitch and all that. So unfortunately, let's put Coco down. Bye, babies. Unfortunately, it's not working. I don't understand. It's technical stuff like always, but I will do my best to make sure that I can see who's on and who's off and say hello and answer questions if any of you guys have questions. Now, again, I know that this is a different time frame and I'm debating, so I would love your input do I go back to 1 o'clock or do I stay at 6 p.m.? So 6 p.m. California Pacific Standard Time. We have this again every other Thursday, but it's not at 1 p.m. So don't look at that down there. Don't look at that down there. Right now it's at 6 p.m. and I'm kind of digging the evening thing, to tell you the truth, because in the morning I'm always seeming like I'm rushing. I'm trying to get things going, you know, through the day, and And then next thing you know, in the morning, I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh, I got to hurry up for the show. Where today it was so mellow, it was so cool. I got to really think and organize, and I'm kind of liking this. Now, who knows if it becomes an evening thing? We can all have a glass of wine together, a beer, a cocktail. How fun is that? I think that would be fun. I am drinking water today, so that's the juice of the day. I have had a major flu right after I had a cold. Then Christmas came. Wednesday, bam, the whole family got that major flu that's going around. I was in bed for 4 days. It was horrible. And I have a little tickle going on, and that's why I'll be drinking water, asking you guys questions and seeing how things are going with you. But yeah, it was a killer for sure. We definitely, the family itself had a tough time getting things back into our life. I still have my Christmas tree up. I got to put it down. I put on Facebook, I'm sad to see it go because all the holidays is so nice and everything feels good. And then boom, it's over with. The holidays are over. So I'm kind of bummed. But anyways, I also would love to know your goals for 2018. I think it's a fun time for us to be refreshed and to start thinking new things and what we want to accomplish in our photography life. And, you know, it's a good time to start fresh. And I'm super excited about 2018. I love to really chat with photographers, so I'm curious to see what's going to happen in the future with all that. But one thing that I have done, which I said 2018 is the time for interviews. So yes, I have lined up. I'll just tell you the first two. So next week we have A.D. Wheeler, which is an amazing photographer, and I totally love him. He is going to share some of his work and some of his macro tools, which is very cool. And then in February, I have Mike Moats coming up. And if you guys don't know Mike Moats, then I suggest you do a little Google because he definitely is a macro and close-up guy. So him and I have a lot of photographer friends that we both know, but we've never met like this. So I'm very excited to have him on the show. So that'll be February. And I've got a couple lined up, but I'm not going to say anything else. Only the first two each month that I'm going to have. So 2018 is a time frame for me to get interviews of people that I like and their work and their inspiration, their tools. But I also would like to know from you guys, who inspires you when it comes to macro photography? And if you add it to the comments, I'll ask them. It doesn't hurt to ask them to get on the show. All they can do is say no, but there might be somebody that I don't even know that you guys can inspire me to ask these people to come on the show, to share their work, what they're up to, what tools do they use, how do they get into macro? I mean, it would be really cool to have a couple of these photographers that love what we do. So definitely let me know who you like and I will ask them. So that next show will be January 18th. So I have this show every other Thursday. Water time. So today, what we're going to do is just get back into acclimating about having a macro live show and sharing. I have a focus rack that I want to share with you. I also want to share with you another piece of equipment that I use to make water drops on my flowers. And I think that will really help you just give a little extra spice to some of your work. I have Alan. He is gracious enough to share one of his images. Now, Alan found me through my website, not Facebook, and he is sharing his beautiful flower with us today, and I'll critique it and give him some suggestions. And then I also want to share a couple images that I'm going to share right now first, to tell you the truth. And then after the equipment. I even have another area that I want to share with you guys on where you can submit your work, get inspired, and all of that. So the show's jam-packed, ready to go. We're ready to rock and roll, so let's get rolling. Let me tell you who. Let's put on my I got something here that I want to share with you. Who this is brought to you by. Oop, I gotta get it over there. Today's Macro Photography Live Chat Show is brought to you by Adventurers of the F-Stop, a $29 monthly membership to elevate your macro and landscape photography and business skills. Just go to membership.sullivanjphotography.com and check out all the details to push your creations in 2018. You like that? Yes. It's brought to you by Adventurers of the F-Stop. This is a great place for you to really elevate your photography. So check it out at membership.sullivanjphotography.com. And I would love to see you there. Okay, what I want to do is because it's the end of 2017, I always love to see photos that, at the end of the year, people like to share their best photos, all kinds of fun stuff. So why not share with what I found? And they're really cool because it goes with what we chatted about in the last show, which is micro photography. So let me go ahead and get to I'm going to go over here and move this around so you can see. And here we go. Nikon. Yes, they have a macro photography contest winners, but it's photo micro photography. Remember, we shared that last time. So I thought, what a great way to end 2017, since we ended in the show with micro photography. So let's just show you some of the top winners. The honorable mention is a jumping spider. Very cool. Beautiful. Jumping spiders are I think they're beautiful. And the names are down here. I would butcher them if I had to say their names. Here's a common painkiller. These are crystals in Finland. This was definitely something beautiful that you could see. I could see this in a microscope easily, how pretty this would be to actually physically see this. Very cool. And this one is one of my favorites. It's algae, but look, it looks like Pac-Man. I think that's so cool. What a great inspiration, boy. Think about doing some kind of macro or micro and taking a story a step further. So that's really cool. Let's see. Oh, this one I thought was really cool too. The head of a pork tapeworm. And look at that thing. I mean, that's amazing to me. How wild that looks. It's a tapeworm. Okay, so here, this is another one I really wanted to share with you guys because I thought it would be great to inspire you. When you look at mold, think of it differently. Look at how beautiful this image is of a mold on a tomato. I swear, next time I look at mold, I'm totally going to think of it differently and I'm going to photograph this. I think this is so beautiful. Great inspiration here for you guys to think. It is micro, so that means closer to 1-to-1, but that's okay. You can get macro in there. You can do something and be creative. Now look at how cool this is as a dandelion. Dandelions in a different way. I've never seen a dandelion like this. This is the pollen, really detailed, seeing the pollen. I mean, it's just a great shot. Very beautiful. And then human skin cell, we're getting really deep now. Pretty. And then this is really cool. Credit cards. Whoops. This is a plastic part of the credit card. So think of any little thing that you see, just go for it and check it out and see what you can come up when it comes to the creativity of going into macro and micro and all that. If you click on one of their names, what it does is, this is Stephen Simon, it'll take you to the actual site where you can see a bunch of great images that are micro. So it's a cool, oh, this one's really cool too, 18th place. But anyways, it's just a great place to get some inspiration. Think about composition, because composition is our theme for today. I like to have little themes, and Alan, he is the one that inspired me to think about composition, because when we get into macro and micro and close-up photography, it's easy to get lost. So go back to these people, start checking out, especially the ones that have won, and think to yourself, why? Why did this do these areas? Why did this win? What was it that just inspires you to really look at it and just be in awe? So I wanted to share that with you guys. With that, let's get on to the fun part. At least I love this. This is one of my favorite parts. We'll go here. We're going to the critique. So I am very excited. I usually have 1 to 2 images to critique. I don't want to just scan through images continually. I actually want images that we can really talk about and help each other, because a lot of the questions that you guys give me are questions that many people have. So in order for you guys to have an image critiqued on the show, there's a couple ways to do it. You can go to our Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/macrolivechat. And you can go there, and I have a video up there I basically want you guys to give me certain things. What's your goal? What you used, all kinds of stuff to help me, because I just don't want to fly on and scan through, because we take time to make these beautiful images. And when you ask for a critique, I really do want to dive in, and I need to know all the aspects of the images. So again, you could go to Facebook. Now you can also go to my website. This wasn't working. Let me see if I could get the website going. Yeah, it's not working. I'll share with you my website area later on in the show on where you can submit your images and your questions, because also I'd love to answer any questions that you have. If you are here with me, I would love for you to let me know who's here. I can see certain times, I can see certain people, but let me know who's here, where you're from, what kind of photography that you like to actually shoot, what kind of macro work do you like to shoot. That would be great. I would love to get an idea of what you do and where you're at. Now I know, and I apologize, I have my European friends, they are asleep. So that's another thing that's kind of a bummer about me pushing this to 6 o'clock instead of 1 like I used to. So I know that I'm missing you Irish, Elise, and some of my European friends. So I do apologize on that part. It's really hard when you're on one side of the world and the other. But if you're watching the replay or the after show, definitely ask me questions below and let me know how you feel about my change. And, I will answer questions too if there's anything on the show, because you're not here to actually ask me the questions. So please feel free to chat away after the show has ended. So we're going to go ahead and get onto Alan's image. And while I'm on his image, I'll read to you what he was talking about. So let me go to over, and we're going to push this down. I'm going to get Lightroom up so you can see his beautiful image. And we will get over to the right camera. Let's see. And let me get on to Lightroom. There, ta-da! Hello. So let me read. Let me find all the stuff. So Alan Bailey. I was hoping he could try to make it today. I don't see him. Again, it's a 20 second to 30, maybe even 40, 50 second delay. So I did have a question for him. But just in case he is here and he's hanging out, I'll ask the question anyways, or maybe he can answer it later. But what I wanted, so I'll go ahead and read his information while you're looking at this beautiful image in front of you. So this is a shot done with his Nikon D7200. He used a Tamron 180 macro lens at f5. His ISO was 1250. He says he's not sure why it was so high. He's thinking it was the wind. So it was probably outdoors, and it got a little too windy for him, I'm sure. Okay, I'm texting. 1 second. This is live. Okay, here we go. So he used ISO 1250, and then he had a shutter of 1/2000th of a second, and he thinks it's because of the wind. So I'm assuming that you shot it hand hold, because that's why you're worried about the wind, and of course if you're hand holding, you want 1/2000th of a second because you're moving and you're up close. So he used aperture priority, and he was thinking about his composition and his light. I asked him what his goal was here, and his goal was basically to get a good composition. He says he is an architect, and he has been focusing on flower macro photography. So I asked him his struggle. I always ask you guys your struggles, and he shared with me 2 images, which was great, because when you're debating, I'm like, yeah, he says, can I show you both? One that's cropped and one that's not. And I thought that would be perfect. Why not? Because it's the thought process of what he had previously and then what he ended up doing. So I'm going to share with you 2 images. This is one, and I'll share you the one that he actually cropped. This one isn't the one that he cropped. So, and he was concerned, let me get my mouse over here. So he was concerned over here to the right side, where there's this little extra space in the flower. So the cropping of the right-hand corner is what he was concerned on. He's struggling about it. And I think that there's definitely reasons why you're struggling, and I'm going to share right now the second one. We'll get over here. So here's the one that he cropped. And normally I'll go into develop module and I'll do things, but because he's talking about composition, I really don't need to get into the develop module. I don't really need to go in and do any post-processing or anything like that. We're going to talk about flowers and composition and the way flowers, pretty much when you get up close, how beautiful they are, but yet you say to yourself, I love this flower, and this is what I wanted to ask you, Alan. What was it in this flower piece right here that you liked? Was it the gradient colors? Was it the line of the petals? You know, what caught your eye first in this flower subject? And the reason why I ask this is flowers are actually difficult to photograph. Like this photograph right here is very busy. There's a lot going on. It has beautiful color gradients. It has beautiful lines. He's cleaned it up. It's nice and clean. It looks gorgeous. I mean, you don't see any dead spots. I see that it flows nicely, but I don't see where you want my eyes to go initially. And that's why I'm asking you, what was it in this flower that you actually fell in love with? I'm going to see if I can find, let me see if I can see you. Oops, it popped myself off. Ha, too funny. Okay. I was looking at the chat and I don't see you, but maybe later on we can chat about this too. But the reason why I ask this is a lot of people have this same kind of, they fall in love with the flower, but the flower itself is not drawing me to a location. It's very beautiful and I really do love it, but I don't know where my eyes are going to go with it. And it happens all the time when it comes to flower photography. So with this image, I personally, because you're not here to answer that question for me, I'm going to tell you what I feel is strong in this image. So you're worried about the upper right hand side corner. I'm not really too worried about that. The only suggestion that I do have when it comes to cropping is okay, so here's the uncropped. When it comes to cropping, if you want this area over here cropped, when you crop, either crop it on the line or leave it open like this. When you go here and just crop a little bit, but you're leaving a little bit out, our eyes want to see more when we see something like this because it's right at the edge. So either crop it in even farther, or let's see, I'll go to the develop module. You don't have to see this, but I'll just go ahead and crop it a little bit more. Just give it a little crop like that, a teeny little bit. And now I don't feel like I need to see more on that right-hand side. So when you guys crop, it's just better to either crop and let it flow off the frame or leave it open. And if you're leaving it open, then there should be a reason why you want the background. It should enhance your subject. I also think this image would look great or better in a vertical and horizontal, and I'll tell you why. So let me go ahead and flip this so I can, let me go over here. Where are we? Here we are. And I want to flip it. I'm looking over on the other side because I'm doing it a little bit different. So let me flip it. Okay. I personally like it flowing down. See how the petals are leading my eyes from the top left now. And now I'm kind of flowing with it with my eyes. I'm looking at the beautiful grading of the colors. The bright colors attract us first, sharp, bright contrast, but the bright eye, we're just going to go to it. That's just nature. And now I'm flowing down to the petal to leave the frame. So now I have a path that feels good to my eyes. So I personally like the crop because of this composition that I'm sharing with you guys right now. So I think that this is a successful image just like this by just cropping a little bit. I do have, it's because of the movement of your eyes and the way things flow. The other way was just very busy and I didn't really have a flow. It's a pretty picture. It can go into a nice hotel that has these colors and it'll bring it out. But when it comes to a nice impact, then I feel this is a much stronger composition because of the way things are flowing. I hope that helps you. It's because flowers, again, can be very complicated, and just like when you're doing a sunset, you want to see the beautiful colors and the foreground and middle and background. But because we're macro, we don't have all that. So there's still structure to it. There's still the foreground in the middle and then flowing to the background. So this is very, very pretty. I think that is definitely something that has made this successful just by changing it up and cropping just a little bit. So hopefully that has helped you. One of the things that I thought would look good too, because there is really nothing in here that is strictly in focus. And so Alan, you guys haven't seen this shot, but he did a great dandelion shot. And that was very successful because your eyes go to a very sharp location that he shot, and then it gradually kind of blurred out. Well, that was very successful because we know what you want. You want us to look at those dandelions, that area of that dandelion, which is very beautiful, and then it flew nicely. This doesn't have, it's kind of soft, and I don't know if it's because of the wind or not, but because now it has a flow with the colors and the bright, I might even add a little bit more of the contrast and just pop that out just a little bit more. Let's see. Just bring it up a little bit more, and let's do vibrance now. I would even take down the vibrance a little bit, but just playing with it. I just like the way that flows. It's very nice, very successful. Yeah, the 1200 ISO was probably a little bit difficult, and I think that maybe, if you can get that ISO down, and maybe, yes, it's probably because of the wind. You might want to use something to shield the wind. I do that a lot, is use anything that, brings something with you and shield it. Another thing I always like to do is push everyone out of their comfort zone. So, and my piece of equipment, I'm going to share with you something I thought about you. That's why it's here. The two things that I want to share it's for you, Alan, just to push you out of your comfort zone. So again, I think that that's pretty good when it comes to the composition, just doing a little tweaking. I hope, again, if you have questions, definitely let me know. And I think that's it. I'm just checking out to make sure, because I wrote little notes because I've been feeling horrible. Didn't want to mess anything up for you or miss anything. So I think that's it. And I want to thank you so much, Alan, for sharing that. I totally appreciate it. It's nice to have some great images. Yay! It's equipment time. I'm so excited about the equipment. Let's see. We're going to share two pieces that I thought would be really good for macro photography and will help you get the composition that you want easily and to spice it up. So I wanted to share, and I'll go ahead and go to my right camera. This is my Novoflex. So here you can see it. And what you do is you open this up, and then you gradually can change this is where your camera goes, and you can change things up. And it has little lines in here that you can adjust if you want to do things mathematically, set it all up. There's little notches. I pretty much can, I don't even need to calculate it now, because the more you do things, the easier it gets. So I'll know exactly, depending on the f-stop that I'm using and the space that I am close, you know, how far I am, if I have an extension tube on my macro lens. But the more you play with this, the easier it will get. Now, the last show that I shared with you guys, it was an electronic focus rack, and that was because those people are doing micro, which is really, I mean, that's really tough. And so you can plan it all out and push the buttons and all that. But this is my favorite thing. I'm going to go ahead and share with you online how much it costs, what it looks like. And I really think that as a macro photographer, a close-up photographer, especially as you get close up, when you set your camera on your tripod, when you're getting really close and you're on that tripod, it's a pain to move the tripod to get the composition that you want. And you only have, as you know, a very short distance of depth of field. So these things, truthfully, if it wasn't for this, I would be so frustrated. So this is an investment that I really feel that you should save your pennies for and get if you're really going to dive into getting up really close. So let's go ahead and share with you online. I will get that for you. And we're going to go to the right screen. And here it is right here. See this little doodad right in here? That attaches to your camera. And then you just slowly make your increments and take your pictures. That's mine. This is a nice one. They didn't have this one right here, this Q focusing rack. That's different. So that looks pretty cool. Look at this one. This one's even nicer. Truthfully, I don't do this because I'm so used to using just the one. But this is kind of cool too, so you can go horizontal and vertically when it comes to getting what you want. So that's cool too. But the first one is, go for it right here. I think it works great. And then let's see. The next thing that I want to share with you is, let's put this baby back, is water drops. Spraying that flower, I think, would look even extra powerful if you got some water drops on it. And this thing is really small, but I'll show you the mist. The key is getting the mist very small. See how small that is? I think you guys could see it. It's teeny weeny. So these little pellets, what works also is hairspray, a hairspray bottle. That is a good fine mist. You just take time to spray the flower or whatever you have, especially the flowers. That's why I wanted to share this with you, Ellen, is with something like this. I'm going to share with you some of my images and I'll talk to you about it. And there was a couple of them that I just wanted to share. And all I did was spray with something like this. So let me go over to the right screen. Let's get off of this guy right here and we'll go back so you can see. Okay, so these are my images. So these, I know what I've done. And basically I just sprayed. Let me see if I can get, oops. My mouse went crazy. Let's see if this side camera. Okay, here I am. You saw the composition already. So let me see if I can push myself. Let me get myself over here. How's that? So you can I don't like screwing up my picture, but anyways, you could see that the water drops that I've used was something like this. I didn't use glycerin. Some people like use glycerin and stuff, and I don't feel, I've never needed to do that. All I've done was just take a very fine mist, like I shared with you, and just spray. Just spray whatever you can and slowly do it, and it will start beating up. So let me, I only picked out 4. Here's another one, and see how even this is? Just start spraying, it will start beating up, and you'll get these beautiful drops. It's just, it just adds an extra touch, especially when you have so much going on in a flower. So here's another one that I just played with when I'm playing with light, but see the beads, how nice it looks? Whoops. See in here, that looks really good. I just love water drops. I think it just adds, it's just refreshing to your work. Especially if, like again, if the flower is just kind of the same. Like here's a daisy. Everybody shoots daisies, right? Everybody shoots daisies. But just adding the water drop to, or drops to the image just gives it an extra little pop. And then right here you can see I beaded it up even more right in this location right here, so you can see, so it enhances the flower and pops it up so we can see it. I've done tons of water drops. I didn't want to show everything obviously, but I just wanted to push it a little bit out and try something like this that's really small. You could take it with you outdoors. I've done it outside, and boy, the bugs start coming, especially if you're in the desert. You start spraying these flowers and the bugs come in. You can grab some bugs with your you know, flowers or ferns or whatever you're shooting. Add the water to it, and again, I don't use glycerin or anything like that. I just use the fine, you know, hairspray or something small like this, and just spray until you get the drops that you want. So I hope that has definitely inspired you to try something different. All right, let's see. Do we have any questions so far? I'm going to go ahead and get back to me. Yeah, hello. And I want to share one other thing, but I just want to check and see if there's any questions or anything in the chat. Thanks for showing up, guys. I do see there's people there, so hello, whoever is there. I am on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. And so I'm just kind of popping around because I couldn't get Restream to share my chat box. So unfortunately, I am popping to 3 different things at the same time, and I really didn't want to do that, to tell you the truth, but it's okay. I mean, there's not too much chatting going on, but I do see there is people watching me. It looks like there's 10 on Twitch, so hey, hello! This is the second time that I'm on Twitch, so nice to meet you guys. This is a macro, close-up, and micro photography show, and that's what we talk about. The reason why I've done this show is there's not very much out there when it comes to macro photography. We see post-processing shows, we see landscapes, or we see a multiple amount of, you know, photography shows, but when it comes to the close-up work, I just don't see it enough. And because I am so passionate about it, and I know there's other people passionate about it, I wanted to do this show. So this is show 12. I've only done 12 of these babies, but I think it's worth it to come out and talk to you guys and share with you some images on macro photography, some critiques, some equipment that you can use for macro photography that will really inspire you to get out. And especially, I know since some people, like my brother-in-law's from Boston, and I know he's hating life right now. He was over here for Christmas, had to go back, and they're having bad winter storms. And macro you can do inside the home, so you don't have to go out crazy to go do close-up photography. You could do anything that you want to pick up and look and see something very cool. Today we're sharing some flowers because Alan brought in some flowers, but if you want to submit any of your image, please do. Go to the join facebook.com groups/macro live chat and share your images there. Ask your questions. You can, I'll put you on the show. If you give me all the information that I need, that would be awesome. You can also go to my website. This one's working. Yay! SullivanJphotography.com/macro live is here. And you can submit your images and your questions there. And that's how Alan got a hold of me. So I want to also push you guys to photograph and start thinking about entering your stuff into contests. I shared 2017 in the beginning of the show of micro. I also want to share something very cool that I'm excited about. I had Mike Howard contact me, and he is from Jpeg to RAW. And so he asked if I would be one of the judges for the best of the year for 2017 photo contests. And of course, I was very honored and very happy to do that. And he also asked me if I would love to be on his show, and I would. And so when that happens, I will definitely let you guys know when I'll be on his show. So that is very cool. So what I want to do, though, the reason why I really wanted to share this is because I feel I'm going to share his website right now. Let me go ahead and get over there. I'll get off on my flowers and we'll get over to his show and his actual website. I mean, he has a lot going here. He has a photo contest. He has his live shows, his podcasts. Great information. I'm part of his Facebook group. I have met him through A.D. Wheeler and very happy to definitely hang out with him soon. So he has photo contests throughout the year. So go to the photo contest rules, your contest entries, get all that information. 2018 starting. Oh, wait, I'm over here. I'm all looking over here at this camera. Hi, guys. So I wanted to share this with you because it's a good place to get inspired. Go to his Facebook group. He has a Facebook group where you can share your images and watch his shows. It would be very cool, very interesting stuff. He's got a lot going on, and I think it will be fun for you guys, especially when they have macro. So I'm sure they will. I will have to ask him if he's going to definitely have a macro contest, and I hope he does. That would be very cool. And when he does, you know, I will share it with you guys because I want you to go over there and put your images in the contest. So it's a good place to, especially when you get stagnant, you just sometimes seeing other things, even if it's not macro, will give you ideas of what you can shoot and give yourself a project. So, you know, try to do a project that has maybe 20 different images or 15 different images within that project. And that really can get you motivated and rolling when it comes to pushing your creations. So that is a cool place that you guys should go check out. All right, let's see. Hello again. I hope that you guys can hear me okay. It seems like the mic's working good. I'm using this one instead of my big blue, but I think everything's okay. Nobody's told me, hey, I can't hear you. I want to just say thank you so much for coming to this show and joining me, and for you people that are going to watch the replay, because it is definitely a place that I think that if you come in and you start learning about macro photography and have questions and stuff, of course you're more than, I would love to answer your questions, but also I think it's good for us to inspire each other and to really get that out to the world of seeing things up close. We live in such a fast-paced world that sometimes just that one photograph will just make somebody stop and realize, hey, chill out a little bit. Let's look at the world in a different way, whether it's a piece of product or it's a flower or it's whatever your eyes, and you see so much cool stuff. So again, I will have this next show, and it's going to be on the 18th. I believe it's the 18th. Again, it's every other Thursday, and it will be at 6 p.m. I will be changing that for a little while, unless I get a lot of comments saying that they don't want it late. Then maybe I'll change it back. But for right now, you can definitely share your work. Come see us every other Thursday, and we will have my first guest, A.D. Wheeler, is going to share some really cool tools, and I'm going to grab some great images. So come see that in a couple weeks. And February again will be Mike Moats. So again, a happy 2018. And I do want to remind you that to remember to express yourself. 1,000 words does make a difference. I'm Janice Sullivan from Sullivan J Photography, and I help you get up close and personal with your camera. Have a great evening, guys. I usually always say have a great day, but have a great evening. Cheers, everyone. See you in the next show. Bye.